Welcome to Adventures Unabridged. The meeting will come to order.
Remains to be seen.
We'll see.
Haven't so far.
There is no order here. That's why I say it. Previously,
Only Zool.
Oh god.
Previously, I have no notes. Previously, they split the party as much as a party can possibly be split. At present, after a game of planar poker or 2 or 3, well, first of all, Q was sent away back to Nicole's humble apartment, where he would be safe and not an NPC for the time being. And Pierce and Kess played some planar poker. Kess got sent to the ethereal plane. And then a few moments later, Kess was sent to the ethereal plane as well. Of course, they were chasing none other than Garamond Goodblood.
Keston Pierce.
Yeah. Keston Pierce. It doesn't matter. Y'all know what I'm talking about. My brain is broken. Then only a few moments earlier, of course, they were chasing none other than Garamond Goodblood, the father of Pierce, who Kess had discovered and was playing planar poker against in the first place. So, you don't know where he is, but Kess and Pierce have found themselves floating in the chaos and confusion of the ethereal plane, and oddly the beauty. Meanwhile, Pongu was wandering around Navira and found himself able to persuade the guard, a guard by the name of Leo and Stitch,
fucking great.
To allow him onto the elevator down to the mysterious forge, your reason for being here in the first place. So yeah, party's fucking split. It is it's gonna be a time.
Q's bebopping home.
The nobodies, the day is yours. We are going to start with Q. Q, I would like you to make a survival check to see if you know the way back to Nicole's apartment.
Did you not have dice on your desk?
I was gonna say
Q was digital dice for a long time, but then Brenna got me this shiny gold one.
Oh, okay.
So I forgot that I had it in my drawers. So I keep my dice in my drawers. Ooh, what'd you say? Survival?
Yeah.
7. What's up, bro? To hell.
So
to hell.
So as you're walking around, you see that sign, and you're like, "Bratel."
I love brats.
So you find yourself standing outside this establishment. You see people who look very tense walking into it and very relaxed walking out of it. But you really have no idea.
Good sausage. Does it? Can I smell sausage? Because brats.
You
think brats.
Oh, we know why.
What he thinks.
Can I make a smell check?
There's some. No, I mean you can.
Yeah.
You smell stick meat.
I feel like that's turned a bit. Salty though. That's fine. Oh shit, which way? What else do I see?
So, you see the Bratel.
Bratel.
To your left, and on your right, you see there's a couple of different establishments. One appears to be a restaurant. Another appears to be a shop of some sort.
Okay, I walk up to the Bratel.
Okay.
Is there a guard? I just walk in. What Q Trapes is in?
So yeah, you walk inside, and there is a single there's a musician playing across the room, and there are several scantily clad individuals of all different genders walking around, and being quite flirtatious, being quite inviting. A few look at you, and they look around as if to look for a parent or guardian. But no one typically approaches you.
Oh, okay. Well, if he looks at someone and he like meets eyes with them, he's just gonna. Excuse me.
Hello.
Person.
Yeah, you see, she's drow. She is female presenting, and got this long purple hair that she's got in a long braid.
I love your hair. Can you point me towards the sausage?
I'm not entirely sure how to respond to that. Do you know where you are? She kind of looks over her shoulder, and like a couple of other people are starting to look as well. She kind of looks over her shoulder, and like there's, you feel eyes on you a little bit, Q.
I thought I was in Brat Hell, but if you're talking about the general, like my general well-being, I'm alone, which is not typically a good thing, and historically, and I'm in this place that I should stop talking now because I'm gonna tell you a lot of things. Have you?
You're free to tell me as much as you would like, but
no, I don't think I am.
No.
What are you looking for? Someone? Are you looking for something in particular? Because I do not. I do not think you're in the right place.
Pink, about somewhere in this general area. Salty, hot. You put the wet stuff on it and it changes the flavor.
I'm going to stop you. You're looking for. Are you hungry? Are you looking for?
Yes.
Food?
Yeah, I thought that was obvious from the sausage talk.
It was. You would be surprised. Come with me, and she like sort of takes you into a side room.
Must be a language barrier.
And so she like takes you into a side room, and there's like you see as you walk into it, there's like this. It looks like a mirror, but when you walk onto the other side of the door, you see that it's one-way glass, and you can see out into the establishment. And in here, you're just kind of like it's an office. There's a desk, and you see a safe over in the corner. You see a shelf of different various potions and things. This is the business sector of this particular establishment.
Does Q hear any noises that are untoward?
Make a perception check.
Can I just say that I'm so glad that Ori's back because I missed the 8-minute dick jokes.
Yes.
Not here.
Yes.
8-minute dick jokes was my first screen name. Okay.
That's his.
So
that's the unreleased Limp Bizkit EP.
19. 19.
Perception.
Huh?
You said it
19.
at 19 percent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You feel like, man, you hear all sorts of noises. You hear, yeah, it sounds like there's a fighting pit in here. Like, yeah, there's.
That sounded. I'll have what she's having.
No, you won't. You're going to. No.
The long When Harry Met Sally joke. I was trying to. It's fine.
Wait here, and she goes back outside, and a few minutes pass, and you hear, several noises, several smells. The music is continuing outside. You're just kind of like sitting on a bench and kicking your legs out. You're just having a good old time. And she comes back in, and she says, "Do you drink coffee? How old are you?"
9.
Okay.
In kobold years.
What is that in? How does that? It doesn't matter. Do you drink coffee?
Yes.
Okay, well, here's some coffee, And here are some scones. Do you know what scones are?
Yeah, I'm very familiar with scones. I have a friend that makes breaded things. They're pretty good. They can be pretty good. Or do they have meat in them?
These do not, but I'm going to go get you some meat. Yes.
Yeah.
Just
Sausage.
don't do me a favor. Promise you'll stay here.
Big fat ones.
Uh-huh.
Sausage.
Uh-huh.
Bigger the better.
Don't ask. No, stop. I'll be right back. And
Okay.
she sort of walks out, and like the doors are like saloon doors. So like when they're tall, like it's not like the quarter saloon door, like they're tall, but when she walks out, they like swing in and out. And when she walks outside, you hear her like bend over, hands on her knees, and go, just like exhausted.
She must be getting ready to carry a lot of sausage my way.
Kess. As a matter of fact, Kess and Pierce, you are both in different places on the ethereal plane. You do have the knowledge that you are there. But as I described last week, as you're looking around, it appears as if you are walking on a three-dimensional sheet of like cellophane that is separating you from the rest of the world. You can see inside this casino, but everything that moves, it moves with this weird spectrum of light and color. Almost like there's input lag. So it's almost like you can see the different versions of these people that intersect, the different versions of these objects that intersect across all the plane into this specific space. But the place that you see is very specifically where you have been. But that said, you can only see 30 feet in front of you. You can hear 60 feet around you. So, Kess, you said you took off walking in one direction.
I'm out at the, it's not a cliff, but basically where just everything stops and you can look up and see the rest of the cliff.
Yes.
Sitting, I was going to take a short rest and kind of meditate and get my wild shapes back.
Okay.
So I've been doing that.
Okay. Pierce, what you got going on?
So Pierce has tried to make a lot of noise to try to get Kess's attention because he can't see or hear very far, and that hasn't yielded results. Is there anything about this plane that would make it look like someone moved through it? Is there, old motion lines or waves or footprints or anything left at all? Okay. So then Pierce is going to position himself just outside the door of the casino in the ethereal plane, and he's going to sit down next to the door and try to catch her if she were to come back in.
Okay. So yeah, you're just kind of hanging out, vibing there.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, time passes. Several hours pass. You imagine it's now night.
Wait.
I'm
only taking a short rest.
Okay. Well, either way,
longest.
you don't quite make it tonight. Never mind.
Because it was early morning when all this happened.
You're right. So yeah, several hours pass probably, but at present there's no sign of death.
After my short rest, I'm gonna get up.
Okay, but okay, I understand that.
Okay.
So probably a couple of hours pass because there was the time of separation. It's I don't know where you're going, Locke. So I know that you're. So you're just gonna hang out there. Kess, an hour passes. You're able to take a short rest.
Okay. I'm gonna start. You said I can float if I think it.
Yes.
I'm gonna just kind of start floating around and just looking around down there.
Down. So you're going to the bottom of the crater.
No, I'm on that level looking around. I haven't left that level. I was at the edge of it.
Okay. And you're on level 13?
I think
Okay.
level 13 or 12.
What specifically are you looking for? Anything in particular, or are you just trying to get the lay of the land?
I'm just kind of trying to get the lay of the land. I'm going to figure out. I'm kind of wanting to figure out where I came from, and then figure out a path towards down. Like, I'm basically trying to map out how to get down to the next level, the embers. But
Okay, well,
I want to
yeah,
map out from like where I came from and just sort of like, you know.
Okay, so yeah, you can make an investigation check for me real quick.
So was it 16 plus 7, 25?
Okay.
Is that 25?
23.
23. Sorry.
That's what I was thinking. So either way, it's pretty damn good. So yeah, you're able to see there is a pretty clear pathway from the 13th level. There's the elevator, the one of the many lifts that travels up and down and traverses the levels of Navira, the Sideway City, and then there's where the lift sort of the lift releases, and then there's the rest of the 13th floor. And Pongu, this would be familiar to you, but they're like, you're able to look and you're able to see, pathways that just basically lead directly, like there's even signage because ostensibly there are workers who go down there. So yeah, you're able to find your way and like see even from the edge of level 13, from the edge of the cliff face, you're able to see pretty clearly where to get to the lift that leads down into the forge.
Okay. Do I go to the forge by myself in a different plane? Do I... I'm going back to the casino to see if they're still in there playing cards. Like on the other plane. Like I'm wanting to go check the material plane. Yeah.
Okay. So,
to kind of see if I see them.
Just for absolute clarity, like what you see is the prime material plane, but you're able to see like the echoes and the hollow echo of just when objects or things move around, you're able to kind of see, what you imagine might be them elsewhere. This is a very thin plane, and you're able to tell that just from your nature.
Yeah, I'm seeing like if the material plane's spirit that's kind of blowing in the wind alongside it. It's kind of how the vibe I'm seeing. I don't know how to.
No, I got
the best way I know to explain it.
So, and Pierce, you said you're just staying exactly where you are?
Yeah, so he's sitting out right outside the doorway that goes in, and he's just sort of sitting on the ground, sort of half meditating, half keeping an eye out, waiting for worst case scenario, waiting for 24 hours to end.
Sure. And Cass, also just for clarity, like your vision is only 60 feet, but it is like 60 feet from one elevator to the other.
I thought my vision was 30 and my hearing was 60.
Yes, you're right. You're right. So yeah, you can either way, you can see the elevator on either side.
Okay.
That goes down into the floor. But that's about all you can see. You can't see up. So
okay.
But yes, make a survival check to get back to the casino.
14.
Okay. It takes you some time because you can only see a little bit in front of you. So like you make several wrong turns and you have to, meander around. But eventually, at long last, I think that's the lowest you've ever rolled on a survival check. But eventually, probably after a couple of hours, you find your way back to the casino and see Pierce in front of the door.
He's probably got his head down. He's tapping his foot. He probably hasn't
Okay.
quite looked up yet.
She's probably just kind of lurking around the corner because she doesn't know if she's gonna get in trouble or if I'm gonna go over and kind of see which plane he is. Does he look like he's in my plane, or does it look like he could be in the other plane?
He looks just like Pierce. There's no echo of other planes when he moves around.
Oh, okay.
He's flesh and blood in front of you. You can tell that it's him.
Okay. I'm gonna just kind of walk up real awkwardly and kind of hands in my pocket, my head down. I have my hat on. I'm just gonna kind of kick his boot. Like, real awkward.
Pierce completely lost in thought. Like his intent was to look out, but like left on his own for several hours. He was probably just ruminating about everything. And he looks up, he jumps up, and he like throws his arms around you in like this big giant hug.
She just toothpick. Just goes stiff. And then just kind of barely like kind of pats him on the side and is like, "Hey, buddy."
We're going back inside. And he like tries to pick her up. He's not letting go and like walks her inside the casino.
No. No.
Nope.
No. We're gonna go look at the embers.
Wait. Hold on. Are you okay?
Yeah.
You're just in go mode.
When am I not?
Right. Okay. Hold on. You talked to Garrett.
He's not much of a talker.
Okay,
he's not here. I didn't find him.
So does he know who you are?
No, to him, I'm just the lady that beat him in cards. So he was okay with it. He kind of was very relieved and wanted to be sent to another plane of existence.
I wonder why. Okay. So what do you don't want to go back and get our friends. You want to walk forward.
Well, we can't go back right now. And I kind of want to go explore the embers to see if we can figure out what to do maybe when we get back. Kind of make a plan, map out the land, because we're in this kind of side plane of the plane that we live in.
Right, so we kind of have free reign to recon.
Yeah, and look at this! And I just start like floating.
Okay, that's cool. Okay. I'm gonna follow you. We'll go see what we can see.
Okay.
But I gotta tell you, you scared the hell out of us when you left. And when you weren't back the next morning.
I said I might not come back, but I told Pongu I would be back.
Yeah, okay. We were worried about you. It's fine. Everything's fine. But if Gehrman had done something, or realized who you were, or tried to, I don't know, use you against us in some way, or anything. Just, we were worried. I was worried.
I'm sorry that I said that about your mom. And that's not what I meant. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that she was evil at all. That's not what I meant. And I was embarrassed, and so I kind of just ran away and was like, well, maybe I can kind of help fix some things, and then they won't have to worry about it. And then I got competitive and wanted to beat your dad in cards because he was kind of cocky. So
I had plenty of time to think about this the last few hours after the clusterfuck that was the casino. And you don't have to apologize for anything. I know what you meant. I'm not in a great place here. I overreacted. I was being overly sensitive. That's not on you. I don't know what I'm going to do when I see him. I don't know what I'm going to do when I talk to him. I don't know if I can talk to him. I don't even know if he's going to know who the fuck I am at this point. So, that wasn't you. And I should have given you a little bit more leeway. Now, I did send Q home, back to Nicole's.
I saw him. He was singing.
Bop, bop, dop, bop, do.
Bop,
Okay.
bop, bop, do was the song. It was pretty good. Kind of catchy.
Yeah, I remember.
They'll never know I was singing it like alongside him, but I was.
Okay. We can do some quick recon, but I don't want to get too far ahead. I want to leave them alone. I guess I don't get to determine how long we leave them alone for. Okay,
Nope.
Never mind.
Literally,
I'm worrying over everything.
there is nothing we can worry about here. We're in another plane of existence and we get popped, and I think they said 24 hours we get sent back, so for now we might as well just float.
Have you ever been
around
in a different, like in this plane before?
No.
Are there going to be planar gremlins or something that... Because my dad taught me how to play planar poker when I was a kid, but he always said not to play it because if you lose and get sent to another plane, then the planar gremlins will get you.
They might not be here on this plane. This all
Okay.
kind of seems pretty harmless. And I swish the air. I don't know what.
Okay.
It's air.
I just imagine it looking a little prettier. I don't know.
It's like the objects and the space. It's almost like there's a color filter over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go take a preliminary look, and then be ready to return, because I'm not great at keeping track of time. Everything looks closed in here. So let's stick together and go see what we can see. And then when we go back, we'll report back to the group.
Okay. Don't get far away from each other because I can't see shit out there.
Okay. Me neither.
Okay. Okay.
Wait a minute. I've got an idea. Pierce looks through his bag. I think he has a rope in his bag. I think. Zach, do you remember?
You definitely should, unless you've used it and left it somewhere. But yeah, everybody has rope.
That's what I thought. I don't think. Okay. Guess. Would you agree that it's a good idea for you to tie this around your waist? I'll tie this around my waist. And then if something happens, at least we're connected by a rope.
Yes. Yeah, I do think that's a good idea. Okay.
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 I am.
And where are you going?
Where are we going?
I am gonna lead him over to the area that I saw where you could kind of go down.
Okay. So yeah, you guys start making your way over there, and you like follow the pathway. It becomes clearer and clearer as you approach, and you find yourself at the elevator.
Oh, I'm floating though, by the way.
Oh, you're floating? Okay, yeah. So you're like a ghost on a leaf.
If I can, I am, yeah.
And
Pierce is holding onto the rope like a kite.
She's not that high. She's more just like floating, just
Very
to be
low kite.
hovering. Like,
interestingly enough, the elevator is unguarded because Pongu sent the guard away. You don't know that, but yeah, the elevator is unguarded. You don't know.
Okay, forge is
Anything else?
where's the forge? They
down.
said bottom floor.
Yeah.
Do you want to go in and hit bottom floor on the left?
Are you saying that you are okay with me pushing the button?
Yeah.
Well, you can if you want to. I'll push it
No,
on the
you
way
do
up.
this one. I'll do the way up. That's fine.
Okay. What if we don't? Yeah, I got this one.
I understand. Yes.
I didn't mean to think of a really dark thought. It's just
I was thinking if our 24 hours was up. What were you thinking?
if we didn't come back up. No.
Do you think there's something dangerous
I
down
have
there?
no idea what's down there.
Okay, hit the button.
Okay, button.
Okay, so Kess, you press the button. You press the button on the outside of the elevator. The doors are shut. Rather, you press at the button. I need you to make a
an interaction check.
yeah.
Let's go.
I need you. What would this even be? This is I'm kind of going loosey goosey here with a couple of things.
Love geese.
Chaos. Those geese.
You want me to make a chaos check? Okay.
I want you to make. I would call this. It feels weird to say, but I would call this a nature check. Actually.
I'm gonna. Can I? I can't guide myself once I've already done it. It is 21.
I'm sorry. You rolled a 21 and you were mad that you didn't guide yourself?
Well, every little bit counts.
Okay.
And sometimes it doesn't, even if you roll high, it doesn't matter.
So you have this thought as you reach down to touch the button. You're like, oh, shit. What if I can't even touch the button? But like you feel your presence piercing through all the different realities, and you open the door, you press the button, and the door opens for you.
Solid button press. Good job.
Thank you.
Pierce is none the wiser that you had to make a check.
I don't even know if Cass really realizes it. I think she's like, is
Yeah.
this gonna work? Yeah, it's fine.
So yeah.
Okay.
So then you can step into the elevator.
Okay. Do you think that this elevator is the same elevator that's there, or that they're like different elevators in time and space?
Like, if we move this elevator, will it move in reality?
Yeah.
That's far out, man. And then Pierce just hits, like, is it a series of buttons on the inside? How's the...
One button.
One button.
Mhm.
Okay, Pierce goes to... He's not even thinking about it. He's going to go throw a finger at that button.
Make a nature check.
Guide. Oh, I wouldn't know to guide him because I wouldn't know that he...
Yeah.
Because I really don't think that she realized this is a check.
Okay. It is a 14.
Okay. So you go to push the button and you jam your finger and the button doesn't push. So you
Son of
like
a bitch.
stab at it for a minute and nothing is happening.
Okay. Why did it work for you?
I think I'm the superior button pusher.
Oh, for God's sake. he steps back and gives her space to press it.
That's right.
Make an extra check.
22. Yeah.
That is bullshit.
When you got it, you got it.
All right.
So as you are descending after just an absolutely electric series of button pushing attempts, you are descending into the forge. You feel a sense of heat and anticipation as you lower and you lower and you feel yourself lowering it. You eventually lose track of how deep into the mines you are going. Meanwhile, Pongu is, we'll say, Pongu, you have, because there's only one elevator, we'll say that you have, you have arrived probably half an hour earlier. So previously, as you have descended, I think that timing lines up just about right. But yeah, we'll say you have descended. You said that you got onto the elevator and descended, right? You didn't have to make a nature check because you're on this fucking plane.
Right, I'm on the regular plane. Probably press the forge button.
Yeah.
But as I imagine, as it's descending, Pongu's like, this is probably dangerous. So he casts invisibility on himself, and then he'll tap his monocle to see if it can give him some advantages on trying to find the path that he's supposed to be on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That is
And
very
then ding, or whatever. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, ding, the door slides open, and it's actually like very smooth. Most lifts that you've seen, even in your really long life, have been like rusty cages that snap shut and everything. These are actually like fairly smooth, like glass panels, basically, that open and shut, or rather metal panels. So yeah, the door ding, slides open, and you see a very long corridor. You are in what appears to be a very well managed dugout cave.
Okay.
There's no one in your direct line of sight.
Really? How high, or like, I'm just wondering if Pongu will take flight and try to get better recon of the area.
It is actually a very tight, even for you, you're able to notice that it's a pretty tight corridor. It's probably only about 6 feet tall.
Okay. He'll just go straight down it then.
Okay. You go straight down it, and then give me just a moment. I apologize.
I will also say that as like, if we can move some stuff back, as he's going down, Pongu will send a sending to Q, and just be like, "Hey, hope everything's okay. I am going to do a little research. Boring stuff. Don't worry about it. Be back soon. Tess and Pierce, we'll see them in a few hours tomorrow. Don't get into trouble. Be sure to eat plenty of meat."
Okay. Ladies, bringing me sausage from Brought Hell. So I'm at the restaurant Brought Hell whenever y'all need me.
Pongu gets that and goes, "Oh fuck." And yeah.
Nothing to do about it now.
Oh man.
Oh, that's great. So, Pongu, you walk for a little while, and eventually you walk for about 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
And eventually the space opens up a little bit. The hallway that you're in opens up a little bit, and it forks off in two. There's no signage.
Okay.
But it forks off in 2 different directions. Left and right.
Are there? Is the ground? Is there any a sign of like which is more used?
They both appear to be quite used. Make a perception check for me, please. Or investigation. I'll let you choose.
23.
23, hot damn. So yeah, you look around. Both appear to be very used. One appears to be heavier footfalls, maybe even, heavier boots. There appears to be more dirt going in one direction than the other. There are lines, basically some tape across the floor. You feel like there's some amount of queuing here, and you feel like probably what that's for is because the passageway back to the elevator is so thin, so people have to wait here as the shift ends and funnel out to the elevators, or rather to the single elevator. But yes, in one direction, it's not that it looks more traveled, but it looks more abused, for lack of a better term. The pathway.
Pungu goes that way.
Okay. All right. So you meander for probably another minute or so, and you come to just a metal door. On the other side of it, with your perception check a moment ago, you can hear sounds. You can hear gears and machinery and voices on the other side.
Okay.
Saws even.
There's the door is not not transfer. There's no like a glass window. It's just a solid
Metal.
door.
Yeah.
It's metal.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to stand there. Oh well. Is there like a keypad or like some sort of like? Do I have to like use a pad? Can I use my Lilo Stitch badge again?
So, there's a rune over the right panel of the door.
Okay. I attempt to use that on the
Lights up green, and the door, like you see the knob actually twist, and creak open.
I scurry in quickly. I don't open it all the way. I just kind of like as thin as I can to make it look like it might just be like a little, I don't know, error, and shut it quickly back behind me.
Are you trying?
Actually, no. I'll keep it open. I'm gonna keep it open.
Are you trying to sneak?
I'm invisible, so yeah, I guess.
Okay. Make a stealth check with advantage.
What no? The first one's not good, and neither is the second one. I got a 7.
A 7. Whew. Okay. So you're invisible, so no one sees you.
Mhm.
But you step inside, and there's just like a wave of heat, and you are thankful that you didn't actually touch the doorknob, because like you can actually see a little bit closer up. It's like kind of on, at least on the other side of the door, it's like glowing red, sort of from the heat. It is very, very hot in here. You see all the way up one side of the cave, you see just this, it looks very much so like the embers that you saw in Renmore. But here they are, as is the rest of the city, completely vertical. They are crawling, the embers are crawling up the wall and across little patches of the ceiling. And you see people suspended from these intricate pulley systems, like with these ridiculous tools that they have. Like, it seems like they're doing both excessive physical labor and the most intricate of like surgical precision of removing the tiniest bits of this ember. But as I said, it is glowing and it is spread across the wall and across fractions of the ceiling.
How many people? Approximately.
Quick glance, you probably count 40. Like,
wow.
you estimate there's probably about 40 in here. And
Does
then
anyone look? Yeah.
There is a section that appears as if it is walled off by this sort of basically expensive lean-to. Basically, there's just like a hotel partition, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Separating thing on the other side.
Now this area is a lot bigger, so I imagine I could zip around a little bit if I wanted to. Or is it still pretty tight?
It's no, yeah, you can. It is cavernous. It's like it opens up into the ceiling itself is probably 50 feet above you.
Okay. Punga would like to do two things. One, try to see if there's anyone that looks like the foreman or whoever's like the head supervisor.
Okay.
And two, see if there's like a area where they keep the tools for excavation or like extraction.
Okay.
So yeah, he'd like to do those two things.
Okay, make an investigation check.
18.
18. Okay. First things first. So as you are sort of hovering around, still invisible from your previous stealth, not quite success, you hear someone say, "How the fuck is that door open? Someone go close it, hurry!" And you see someone like scurry up and like slam the door shut. And then after a few moments of like fluttering around, you actually hear someone say after they go to close the door, "Don't make sure Latoy doesn't know about that. God in heaven."
Okay, and that's, I'm assuming, referring to Latoy that mentioned.
Mm-hmm. So about that time when that person says that, you hear, "Make sure I don't hear what, you maggot!" And you look over, and there is this huge turtle with like a buzz cut. He's like stomping over. "Make sure I don't hear what." "Oh, someone. I didn't do anything." "Make sure I don't hear what." And you like watch this exchange, and like the turtle is in this person's face. This is the other person's like a halfling, and is in like leaning down, like spitting in this person's face, and like you watch as this exchange goes on rather intensely until eventually, "Back to it! What you looking at?" The turtle stomps off. And
Can
then
I say that while that like distraction was happening, Pongu, if he found, you may have been about to get to it, if he found like a spare set of extracting tools, he would use Mage Hand to try to nick some and put and just pocket them in his like satchel.
Okay, so there is,
I don't know how big they are.
Yeah, so here's what you can do with that. While that distraction is happening, you made the investigation check, and you're able to see there is a room. There is a room back behind, like sort of to the side of all of the action. It's basically like a Quonset hut, if that makes sense. Just like a tiny little building that you see people walking in and out of with, tools or spare parts or bits and things like that. And so I would say that you're able to make your way over there while people are distracted and get inside. But as far as like what you can take away, that would be a whole different thing.
Okay. But yeah, at some point I would try to find something of value information wise outside of the visuals to like bring back.
Okay. So when you step inside that hut, you see all sorts of interesting things. You see there are heavier tools on the bottom. You see things like saws that have diamond blades. You see all of these like additional ropes and pulleys, kind of like spare medical potions and things of that nature. And up top, you see, just out of your reach, you see the tiniest syringes. They're about this long, and they are like they don't appear like they're used for medical purposes. They have the absolute thinnest, you can barely even see it unless the light hits it just right. They have the thinnest needle.
Pongu absolutely takes, how many are there?
Dozens.
I'll take 8.
8? Okay.
Yeah, I don't want it to look like, I don't know, does it feel like if I took some, people would know? He wouldn't know that, but
you do see like there is a log where inventory is kept. So like they seem to know how much is in here. You know, it's tough to say if it would be missed, but there is some sort of inventory happening.
Okay, I would like to take as many as I would be permitted, and if there is, this is a workplace. If there's like an old coffee, Pangu's gonna like mage hand it to him, and he's gonna toss it on the book and make it look like it just fell on the page, and like just smear it with prestidigitation too, to make it look like unlegible, so it's not super legible.
So yeah, there is like a cardboard cup of what appears to be like this. It's you see whipped cream, and you see like basic toffee sprinkled on top of it.
Someone's hot chocolate.
Yeah, and you smear it easily. You smear it all over this logbook. Like it now smells like a McCafe in here. And I'd like for you to roll a D12 for me, please. We're going to see how many of these you can get.
8.
If you're shooting for 8, I figure D12.
I got 8.
Okay, all right. So, yeah,
okay.
8 is what you're able to make off with. And yeah, you have, there is like coffee puddling in the floor and whipped cream and sadness. It's a mess.
Pangu doesn't want to overstay his welcome, even though he's mindful of his time. So he's going to just take another scan of the room, get as much visuals as he can, take his spoils, and will eventually make his way back. Probably, half an hour. Okay. And then he'll buzz out, and we'll fling the door wide open, and then we'll try to make his way up.
Okay. Make me one more stealth check with advantage. Just because you're opening and closing the door again.
First one, 16. Next, 16's about better.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to make it out and make it to the elevator entirely unseen.
And then after that, Pangu would just like to make his way back to Nicole's. Actually, he'll make his way back to Nicole's to check in on Q. And if not, he's gonna just like post up there for a little bit until Q returns, maybe.
Okay, so, all right, very good. Yeah, you make it back. Make a survival check for me just to see. You know your way around pretty well, so I don't think it'll be a big deal.
I have my monocle, so that's 17.
17. Okay, yeah, you make it back, no problem.
Okay.
So yeah. However, when you get back to Nicole's, nobody's there. Q. You are sitting there, beep-a-boop-bop, like you're just sitting there bebopping away.
Bebop. Off.
Eventually, this an elven man is wearing like this little more than like a towel around his waist, and he walks in and he gets a cup and turns on. There's running water in here, and he turns on the water, and he is sweaty. He looks like he's just had a hard day in the sun. And he takes a sip and he looks over. Oh. Do you know where you are? What are you doing here?
Is this just like the normal greeting of this area?
Oh no, that's not the normal greeting. And about that time, the other woman, the Dwarven woman with the long braid, walks in, and she is carrying a plate of stick meat, and she puts it down in front of you. Bartholomew, I see you met our new friend.
His sausage must have been too spicy.
Nope. And she kind of pinches him as he starts to laugh. Nope, don't do it. So I don't know what to do about this. She looks at him, and they just sort of look back and forth between themselves and at you.
I can leave after the meat, though.
Help yourself. We should
Don't worry. Help me with meat. Mm-hmm.
Don't leave this room unless you're leaving this establishment. Do you know? Is your mother or father where?
Oh, that's a long story.
Oh.
Well, I wore my mother's skull hat for a little while, but then it turned out to not be my mother. It was an actual ancient shadow being. So we killed her by exploding the skull hat. My friend with the guns took he and I while she was trying to kill our friend that turns into animals. And then we met the guy I was telling you about earlier who makes scones similar to the ones you make, except sometimes he puts meats in them for me. And his are better, but I think it's just mostly because they're meaty.
And at the same time, they both pull chairs out, and they like sit across the back of the chairs and lean on them.
Oh, you got a little between your, you should with the towel just put it. It's fine.
Sorry. You seem like you have interesting stories to tell.
It's an interesting story. Well, it's not that I'm not a very good storyteller, but we have a lot of things that we do. What about you? Stories?
There's not much. It's pretty much just the one thing that happens here. So you said you
Sausages.
Mother you were wearing your mother's skull as a helmet. Tell us more about that.
Well, it's kind of dark and traumatizing, and I don't like reliving it, but if you insist. So my mother died, and she was killed by a giant spider being thingy and then it really made me sad. So then one day I went to her grave, and her skull started talking to me, so I put the skull on, and I always had my mom with me, except then it turned out to not be my mom. But that's somewhere in there was a turtle friend I had. This coffee's really good.
Would you like some more? And like the drow woman gets up and like pours you some more coffee, and like, I'm going to go. I don't.
Do you want to go get some of his spicy sausage?
No,
I would like to try.
Not.
This is a very mild flavor stick meat. It's good though, like I like it. It's sort of like extra cooked, but also still rare.
And as you're saying this, someone else walks by, a dwarven woman, a dwarven woman with like she's got like a sheet wrapped around her, and she says, "What's going on in here?" And like, sort of like steps in, and the the drow and the elven man just sort of like, tell her what you just told us about your mom.
Oh wow, we're really reliving things here. Can I have that coffee first?
Yeah, here you go.
Okay.
And then like, as you drink that down, two more people poke their heads in, like, it's a party in the break room. What's happening?
You guys are sure wearing like, I feel overdressed.
Oh, frankly, you are. Said like, one person says as they like step inside and also sit down with a cup of water.
Well, okay. So, are you familiar with giant spiders? Or spider-like beings with multiple legs, and
they all like, yeah, we've seen those.
I literally sent a chill up my spine. It was I can't emphasize enough that this murdered my mother, and so me doing like an impression of it just now, I feel like I'm gonna have some like psychological ramifications for it later, but I actually don't really know what a psychological ramification is. It's just something that my friends say. But
you're so brave, little dude.
What?
You're so brave, little dude.
Yeah, so I killed my mom, and then like I had to hunt and gather on my own, and then one day I went back to my mom's grave and cried for a little while, like I did most nights. And so then like her skull started, because kobolds, we don't really like bury our dead like you guys do. They just kind of sit there and get picked apart by the vultures and nonsense. And so I was like hanging out by mom, and she started talking to me, and she was just like, you're a piece of shit. But that's mom. So I just like wore her skull so I could leave in the area because it felt like I could actually like take her with me. And she was just like, "Oh, you'll never be good for anything." But that was fine. And so then are you familiar with, okay, so if you know spider monsters, pretend like they were in the ocean and their legs are all bendy. That's a kraken, apparently.
You were in Evercrest.
Yeah, that's the place. And a kraken attacked and knocked over all the king's horses and all the king's men, and we had to put it together again. And so
uproarious laughter at this.
What did I do?
No, just keep going, you poor thing.
Oh. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna need more coffee.
Oh, here you go.
I met all my friends, and we had a turtle and a dwarf person. Do you know? It's fine. Jindy was there, and then also I met my best friends, Cass and Pierce. And Pongu wasn't there yet, but we're way ahead.
It's one of those that makes the meat scones.
Meat scones. That's Pongu. He's later.
Okay.
He's cool. It took me a minute because new people kind of ick me out because the whole mom trauma thing, she was like the only person in my whole life for like 8.5 years, and I'm 9. So like when she died, it was sort of like, have you ever been like the only other person in the entire world and then they died?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, if that ever happens to you, don't wear them as a skull. It's probably better to just sort of let them go because they could be an ancient like being made out of fire or shadows or something. I don't know. I get mixed up. And shadow beings. So she gave me these powers, right? So like I can like summon shit, and he summons his hammer.
Ah! They all like just
no, it's okay. It used to be a bone. Well, it's still made out of bone, sort of, but like it used to be a bow and arrow, and I was a lot better with it. But like now it wrecks some shit, and I kind of like it more. But don't tell anybody. But and then we rode some horses. I named my horse Meat, and then we fought some vampires, and then everybody started leaving us for a little while, and I got sad again. But my mom told me everybody was going to leave me anyway. But remember, she's not my mom. Keep that in mind. Ah, shit. I think I spoiled the ending for you. It's not a big deal. But like, so she was, yeah. So then I didn't like people, and then I started wearing dresses, but that was fun. So, like, look at this one.
well.
So, and then we beat the vampires, and that was scary. But then my turtle friend, who was like my best friend at the time, because Cass wasn't my best friend yet, but she was kind of being my best friend, and Pierce was kind of a dickbag, but like he was like a lovable dickbag. And so my best turtle friend was like, I gotta go take care of my old people, like college. And so like, whatever, right? So I cried a lot about that. And
the drow woman like sits beside you and starts like, as one would play with one's hair, she just starts like stroking the back of your head, just like coaxing you a little bit.
Okay. Oh, somewhere around there, my friend learned how to make like buildings out of thin air. So she made a building, and we went down into it, with these two.
Hang on, Pongu. It was.
What is that? No! Don't ruin it. So we went down with 2 people who were from here, and we're staying with one of them. We've not seen the other one, I don't think, unless it was this last section that I wasn't at. So yeah, okay. So we're staying with one of them, and that's why we're here. But way back then that's when the turtle left me and made me cry again. But then that's when Cass and Pierce. Oh, it's a lot of. Can I have another coffee?
Of course. Here you go.
Oh, Okay.
As he's pouring, they continue to applaud. More people have filed into. It's to the point to where like clients of this establishment have started poking their heads in as well, and so like there's people in various stages of undress listening to just the entirety of it.
I like your dress. I'm gonna have to get one like that, except mine probably should cover my boobies. Okay. So what happened next? I left Cass Pierce. We went back to Cass's home, and she's real rich, so we stayed. But that's when we found out that so she's rich and she's got like a guy that cooks food for her, and so then my mom tried to kill that guy. Wait, but before that, I beat Dickiest Muscular in a cage match. No, fighting. And Dickiest Muscular. I mean, I didn't beat him. I did beat him, but that was on the second time. But the first time he beat me, but my mom almost killed him. But that's when he beat me. So, it's fine. I got revenge on him later. But then my mom tried to, she came out of my body when I was asleep and tried to kill the guy that cooks Kess's food. Not the guy that cooks the scones with the meat in them, because he comes later. So we then thought that she was going to kill more people. So I flew away because I can fly, and he flies. And now he's talking from up there. So I flew away like I'm doing. And then we went into a cave, and then my mom was all like, I'm going to kill all your friends. And I'm like, no, Mom, no. And we shoot her, and it explodes. And then I cried. And then Cass was okay after that. That literal night we met Pongu, and Pongu's pretty cool. And he's got all these like tattoos, and he gets all small and big. And like he had a spider, and then he had an owl, and I'm afraid of both, but like I think he still technically has them. And I'm starting to learn that they're okay. I don't know if they're the same person or not, but Scott's a dick. I forgot about the whole Scott thing. You guys don't know about Scott. Let me tell you about this motherfucker. Okay.
And so,
he can,
as Q starts talking about Scott, the camera fades, and we find ourselves back with Kess and Pierce, and like people are still enwrapped, just like applauding and cheering for Q. But now we find ourselves descending, and find Kess and Pierce at the bottom in the narrow alleyway where Pongu was only a little while before. And that is where we're going to take our break. The meeting will come to order. This is Adventures Abridged. The story you're about to hear was created almost entirely by improvisation during a Dungeons & Dragons campaign over the course of 2 years. And at the time of this recording, that same adventure is still taking place. You don't need to know anything about D&D to be able to enjoy this story. This podcast takes the highlights from more than 100 hours of gameplay and distills them into a story that's easy to consume in chapters of 15 minutes or less. Join the Nobodies on an adventure, years in the making, on Adventures Abridged. New episodes every other Monday. back. So, where last we left off, Pongu had made his way back up the elevator shaft and back toward Nicole's apartment. And Kess and Pierce were making their way downward. And, let's see. As you enter, Pongu is invisible, so unfortunately you do not ever see him. But as much as I wanted that to happen, you don't ever see him. And as you approach the door, you see there is a rune on the right side of it that is glowing and alight. And the door is swung open.
Through the door. Through the door. Through the door.
You really pressed the hell out of that button.
I think I got it all. Through the door. pull him.
Okay. So yeah, you step through the door, and as a wave of heat washes over you, and you see exactly what I described to Pongo a minute ago. You see it's like a rock wall, like a climbing wall, except it's massive and it's lit and green sideways, and there's splotches all along the top of this cave, and people are suspended from these intricate pulleys, and they appear to be extracting things and running saws and cutting down deep into the ember, trying to access the ember rather. And that is essentially what you see. You see a large turtle stomping around with a flat top, very angry. You see people working diligently and frantically.
Okay, so...
Actually, I'm sorry. I assumed that you guys went the same way Pongu did.
I was gonna suggest going the path that looked more worn, but yeah. I don't know what Pierce would have wanted. So
Pierce was following Kess, so it would have happened that way.
My fuck up works out. So yeah, I love it when that happens.
And in my autobiography.
Yeah. That's the way that I was thinking. So,
Okay, so, I mean, that was easy as hell. So all you gotta do is get Bernie Britches in here.
Yeah.
And have him touch it.
Yeah. I grow a flower.
Nothing happens.
I grow another one.
Nothing happens.
I grow another one.
You don't understand.
It's frustration now.
You're not growing a flower.
Right. I know. It's just frustration that I keep trying.
Yeah.
Pierce puts it. I don't know. When you grow a flower, do you put your hands out? Do you gesture?
Yeah. It's kind of a little hand thing. But I think the more and more frantic she gets when it's not working, she starts actually digging her hands into the dirt angrily.
Okay.
Oh, it's down your thumb.
No, just sinking her fingers in, you know.
Pierce puts his hands on her shoulders okay, hold up. We're not in reality. We gotta also, if he comes in now and this thing blows up like before, then we didn't prep the town.
Well,
we're responsible.
I honestly just wanted to maybe kind of talk to him about it, and I feel like he would want to talk maybe about how he could do it more gently, but I guess he doesn't want to talk at all, or he can't hear me, which is hopefully.
But if we're in do you know where we are? Do you know what plane of existence we are on?
Okay. Do I, Zach? Because I have read things.
You have read
things. But I don't know. Do you want me to make a roll?
I do. I want you to make your choice of nature or intelligence.
Oh, I know exactly where we are. It is a 26.
26. Was that nature or intelligence?
Nature, sorry.
Okay.
She starts spitting out coordinates.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, you read specifically a book in the library of Mardosto. There was a book that you were super interested in the subject matter in, and there it didn't lead you down enough of a rabbit hole for your taste. But you read about the way nature blossoms and evolves theoretically in other planes of existence. And so, as I said, it was only theoretical. It was only a paragraph, but you remember hearing about this place where all of the planes seem to intersect, and only a certain few people are able to traverse this plane of an ethereal nature. This place where you can see all of the planes interacting with one another, all the people on all the planes interacting with one another. And that seems to be where you are based on what you've seen. You've read about the ability to traverse, fly, just using your mind. So that is how you sort of know where you are, even if the subject matter that you were reading about didn't quite, sate your taste.
Okay. So, I think it was called the ethereal plane, but it's kind of like beside ours, or they all are beside this one, or something.
Oh, maybe he can't get here, even if he wanted to. Maybe that connection is cut.
What if I use this clump of dirt and I just pull out dirt from my pocket because she just has that in there?
I don't think it's gonna work. I think here's the thing. I don't know. I've heard that sometimes people don't come back when you lose at this game. That may be an old wives' tale, or just something like, the planar gremlins, just to try to keep kids from playing it. I don't know. But I don't feel super comfortable hanging out too far away from the point of origin that we came into this plane at. So, I just don't want to mess too much up and close a door behind us that we didn't mean to close. And if your Titan friend doesn't want to come here or can't come here, I really don't want to try to break that wall down. But I don't know shit about shit, so tell me if I'm full of it.
Can I just try this clump of dirt?
Are you talking
as a reward? You could try that clump of dirt for
And then-
pressing the button.
Okay, yeah. I tried this clump of dirt.
Nothing happens.
I stuff it back in my pocket.
You don't have to keep the dirt on you. There's like dirt everywhere.
Well, this is my dirt.
Okay. We know where we're going.
My dirt.
We have a sense of who's down here. There's no trolls or ogres or traps or any of that shit. We just come down, waltz down through one of the doors. Bingo, bango.
Okay, hold on. I have an idea. What was that?
The wind?
I float up.
That Macklemore? No.
I float over to the embers.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to sort of like float around in between, as I said, all of these people that are on on these, pulleys and harnesses and things. You get right up to the embers. You feel their heat. They're not smoking. They're not, they don't seem to be putting off any wind.
Can I touch them?
You can certainly try.
Is she too far away for Pierce to see if she's up there and Pierce is on the ground and they're connected by the rope, or is this enough for him to see where she is?
How long is the rope is probably 50 feet. You can only see 30 feet.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Pierce is just sort of holding on to the rope and he's waiting to, feel it tug or pull or something.
If I can't see him, I'm gonna tug it. Get in line of sight, because I said don't get too far away.
Okay.
Because you
So then
can't. Yeah. Tug it.
Move forward.
I shouldn't say that.
He'll move forward,
Mm-hmm.
following the rope.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you flying?
Am I? No, Pierce doesn't know he can fly.
Oh.
He's just on the ground, watching Kess. Okay, what do you see?
Embers. You can fly, right?
No, that's a U and Q and Pongu thing.
No. You can fly here. And I'm looking at the embers while I'm saying all this. Not watching him.
Okay. He does not believe her.
It's just that, whenever you do take off, you have to say, the name of an animal that flies. So, bat, owl.
Bat!
Okay.
Bat!
Penguin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Pierce, are you trying to fly?
No, he's not trying to fly. He's just thinking of a...
Get Kess up? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I touch it.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, why is girl so dumb? Let me just make sure I don't have anything that saves me from con saves, because that was not good. Features and traits. It's a 7. I don't even want to look at the screen right now.
You're going to take 30 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
And so you touch the embers, and it's like the damnedest thing. When you touch the eye of a stove or a stone that's been in fire, you jerk back. You don't jerk back. You basically clutch on to a bit of the rock of the ember, and you just hold it, and you see the smoke lifting from your flesh. You feel it burning. You feel tears stinging behind your eyes, but you cannot let go. Not for 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds. You are finally able to rip your hand away, and you see it immediately starts to scar over, all the way up to your wrist, basically. At this time, you both see a gentle cyclone from the roof all the way to the floor of the cave, snaking to and fro, ripping through the spectrum of color within this ethereal plane. You see it seems to be shifting the matter around it that it's interacting with in all the planes and all the universes. It is throwing color around the room. But apart from just a gentle breeze, it makes no noise. There's no sound of destruction. There's no debris in its wake apart from the pixels and shreds of color flying all the way around the room. And it is it's swallowing everything in its path, but it's not swallowed any one. So far, it's torn straight through the people hung from the ceiling in harnesses. They don't seem to be fazed by it.
Is it on our plane or their plane or?
Seems to be on yours.
Time's up, Cass. Pierce yanks on the rope to bring her back to him.
I pull him up towards, not him up towards it. I want to try to grow a flower in that thing.
In the cyclone, or
well, you said it was different pieces of different planes and places and the bits and all the matters of the universe.
You can certainly try.
So Pierce is trying with all of his strength to pull Kess towards him to leave, is what he'll be doing.
Make opposing strength checks. So just to paint the scene for those of you at home, there is a tornado roaring, and it's not like the cyclones you've seen before. It's thinner. It looks more like a water spout, but it's just snaking through, barreling directly toward the both of you. What you got, Pierce?
I have a 6.
1.
Oh!
So you tug, and you're just like, like tug at each other. Possible tug of war for a few minutes. What are you doing here? Well, Kess sounds like the squirrel from Ice Age. And you are just tugging, playing this impossible tug of war game. And eventually, Kess, you are able to pull Pierce up with you. He's dangling. He's not flying. He's just dangling. Pierce, I'm going to need you to take 10 points of
dangle damage.
Force damage.
Pierce, think about flying. I promise I'm not lying about it. And I'm just trying to reach and from as far as I can grow a flower in it. Like I'm just like reaching as.
Well, you're not having to try too hard because it comes directly at you. And so like you reach out, I would like God in heaven.
At that moment, Q gets to the story and he's like, and Cass had tried to kill herself like multiple times, and you know, she jumped into a hole and she drank some black liquid and almost died. And then one time she tried to kill herself to help me, but she promised not to try to kill herself anymore. So
I don't know what to do. So, okay, Kess, I would like for you to make a religion check. Here, she's still just dangling. You're a yo-yo, my man.
Okay.
I promise you can fly. And I'm just like,
Here's things about flying. Now.
22.
You start hovering. The slack and the rope goes out. 22. Oh my God. You reach out, and as this cyclone shreds through the universes, through the planes, through reality, you swear for just a moment, you see the greenhouse, and you throw all of your soul into planting a flower, and you see it grow through an impossible portal, through an impossible cyclone portal. You see it grow. And a raven flies out toward you. And he looks around and he morphs. He sees the wall and he morphs into the normal version of Ash, the human version of Ash, rather humanoid. We've got to stop meeting like this, Kess.
Okay, well, don't touch it yet. I just want to talk about it. Don't touch it.
Well, no. Like he's just holding his hand out. And I need Kess and Pierce both to roll a d20. Straight d20.
I just want to put out there that if Pierce dies today, I'm going to swallow this d20 whole.
No.
In my mouth.
No.
Don't do that. That's a choking hazard.
17.
Mine's a 14. It's just a straight d20?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, 14.
Hold.
I have no idea what music to play right now. I'm like, this is kind of like it's like intense, but also just kind of like beautiful too, and I don't know what to do.
One of you.
It sort of feels like we're gonna die. I think Train is
Train. Yeah.
For Sarah McLachlan.
I was a pistol.
Love that Train and Sarah McLachlan mashup in the arms of Soul Sister.
In the arms of Soul Sister.
Can I get one of you to roll a d8? Just one.
I'll
You do it.
I'll do it. Okay, which one's the 8? I found the 8. Oh, dear Sonny, let this work. 7.
I swear, if it was to roll for how much for a high math number to do damage to me, and you get 7. Like, do y'all get what I mean? Like, I'm not making any sense. What music?
Tense.
Let's just be intense for a minute. I don't know anything intense.
Give me just a moment. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. We're figuring out how to poop ourselves. Show and not let anybody know.
Pongu's just playing with his syringes. Looking at his forearm. Which is a good vein?
Pongo's just probably like so proud of himself. He's like, I did so good today.
Guess I don't need 8 syringes now.
Oh man.
Okay. So you find yourselves picked up by the cyclone. All 3 of you, including Ash. You find yourselves picked up by this cyclone, and you are swirled around, and you completely lose track of where you are. It doesn't feel like you're in a cave. You feel wind on your face, because of course you feel wind on your face. You're in a tornado and a cyclone. But it feels like your molecules are shifting and stretching and morphing as you're taken somewhere else. And all of a sudden, your feet are on the ground. You don't drop. You're no longer in a cave. You are in a aquamarine teal space. It's not a room. There's no ceiling. And there is a billowing green fabric, for lack of a better term, in front of you.
I'm like pulling on the rope now, like.
Yeah, like we're meeting up.
Yeah.
Can we see? Is our vision like?
Yeah, you're all standing together. Like you're, and it's the damnedest thing. It feels like you can see past the 60 feet.
Okay.
Or the 30 feet.
Normal plane?
But
Normal plane?
before,
No.
I don't know, but before you do anything, actually, from now on, before you do anything, maybe run some shit by us, please.
I told you could fly.
But I want to, before you do anything, I want to try something. Guns. Lots of guns.
You're gonna shoot me? Because I keep trying
No,
stuff?
I just always wanted to try that. Okay.
Oh!
It's
Okay.
fine. They didn't summon magically to us out of nothing.
Oh! You were thinking... Oh, I get...
Yeah.
Oh!
I was trying to summon them.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we're there anymore. I try to think to fly.
You fly.
Oh! Shit!
Okay. We're
Okay.
not in reality yet.
We're not at home. Wait. We're... Yeah. Okay.
Wait a minute.
This music was completely wrong.
Hold on.
Wait, I look at Ash.
Yeah, Pearson unsheathes his sidearm. He doesn't have a great feeling.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Cass, where have you brought us?
I didn't. I brought you to there, and then now we're to here.
Hello, Pierce. It's lovely to see you again.
Good to see you. She could have waited 12 hours and done the exact same shit, but
Why is everyone always annoyed at me? Look, there was not going to be anyone to get there, and then we were going to be able to talk about it. I wanted to bring him there to talk about it.
Did you want to bring me during the tornado that was sweeping through?
I brought you because of the tornado.
Actually, yes, that was excellent thinking. It's not turned out quite well for us. And he, walks up to the billowing curtain and, pokes it. I know I'm, phenomenally wise and been around for a long time, and some would call me a god. I don't know where the fuck we are.
I go up and I poke him.
Ow!
Okay.
you're super dope.
Immodest.
Keep the rope on.
Pierce.
I don't trust this place.
Pierce.
Ash grabs the rope in the middle of you, and he sort of weasels his way into a loop.
Pierce.
Yeah.
Do you have an extra shirt? just like a t-shirt or something. Just put something on him.
Why?
It's just a lot.
Pierce looks at him. I don't. But he's gonna be okay.
Yeah, I figured. But it's just if we have to go somewhere. Yeah.
if they have a no shirt, no shoes, no service policy, then they're not gonna serve us.
People are gonna look a lot.
I don't think we're going to have to worry about that. And you look, and he's peeled the curtain back, and there is a wall of fluid. And on the other side, impossibly far, you can see, under some kind of sea.
What?
But this appears to be more than a sea. This is a realm. You can see much farther than your normal eyes should be able to see. You can see horizon where there is no horizon. And Ash reaches out and pokes the wall of water. And as he does, he pulls his hand back quickly, and it's fizzling a little bit.
Okay, I have to know something real quick, if you don't mind. Pierce sort of turns to the rest of the realm, and he yells as loud as he can, "Gammon!"
Nothing happens.
Okay. 2 down. I don't know however many to go, but he's not here. I didn't want to end up the same place then.
Well, do you think this is okay? So we
I don't know
are
where
in a
all this
different
could be.
realm. Okay. So are we going in the water?
I mean, I can't breathe underwater.
I stick my head in. Just my head.
Just my head, that thing I can live without.
I was gonna see if I can breathe.
You cannot. As a matter of fact, do you try?
No, not if it's not a natural thing that people of the realm get.
There's you only see when you a little bit more when you look through, like you pull the curtain back and you look past this surface of water horizontal or vertically in front of you, you're able to see like reefs. You're able to see an impossible amount of sea creatures. You see some of the reefs have been bleached. You see creatures large and small hunting and bottom feeding. Most of them you recognize, some of them you don't. It appears to be a realm of just water, and you feel like you can see to the end of it. Although it would take you forever to get there.
Okay. Listen. There's nothing caving in on us right now.
No.
So
The ceiling begins to cave in. No, I'm kidding.
So let's sit. Ask Ash the questions. Make the plan you want to make. Because in, I don't know, 11 hours or whatever, we might, maybe, get pulled back to reality. If we didn't just fuck ourselves by coming here. So, make a plan. I am going to sit here and I'm going to take a nap.
Okay.
Because I hate everything that just happened.
Okay.
But I'm not mad.
Okay.
I'm just gonna sleep, okay?
Okay.
And he curls up and he pulls his hat down and he turtles up and just tries to shut off. Everything is too weird for him.
I use this back as a chair, like it's the back of a chair.
And Ash just sort of plops down. He's laying on his back and he looks up.
I reach my hands out to him.
Yes.
Hands.
My hands?
Yes.
Yeah.
Smack one real quick.
Ow, fuck.
Like hot hands.
Why did you do that?
I'm bored. I don't know. I have a lot of emotions and I just wanted to do something dumb and like, you know, that didn't really even matter if it happened.
Really?
Make the plan, Cass.
I just...
No, this is terrific. We should make a plan.
I slap his hand again.
Ah, fuck! And
You gotta get better.
is that the plan?
No, but, you know, you can use 2 different parts of your brain.
And so, as Kess and an immortal being of ash forged in the flames of a dead god play hot hands with one another, and Pongu has made his way back to Nicole's empty apartment, and Q tells the story to an enwrapped audience.
And she was like, rah, 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 rah. She bit me because she's a shark.
That's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh my gosh.
Party remains split. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate the hell out of you. Please be sure to tell your friends if this is the type of thing that you enjoy. If you think other people would enjoy it as well, we sure do appreciate it. Also, don't forget, we have our Adventures Abridged, which is the podcast form available on YouTube and in podcast servers. that is the story of our adventure told like an audiobook with scores and sound effects and stuff. We're taking a little bit of a break right now while I work on a production schedule, but we will be back with it on October 3rd. So I'm saying that now to make myself be back October 3rd. But yeah, I've just got to make a production schedule and get some things going. There's a lot going on right now, but I thank you for your patience. Guys, I love you all.
Are you telling us you love us, or them you love them?
I'm looking at the screen, not the. I love you but I also love you.
Oh, okay.
But it's confusing because we can see you. You look like you're looking at. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well,
oh, we also love you. Bye.
Oh man, I probably turned it off like a long time ago.
Oh no.